Good afternoon, students. In previous class, in a previous video, we are discussed about what the basis of classification. In basis of classification, we are studied about the level of organization. After that, we are studied about the symmetry. Then we are studied about the diploplastic and triploplastic organisms. And next, we are studied about the coelom. Then we are studied about the segmentation. Next, we are studied about the notochord. And last, what we have studied in the sense, we have studied about the classification of animals, and we have studied there the general chart, and that chart include what in the sense. First, that chart include the animal kingdom Animalia. Okay, kingdom Animalia. After that, we have studied about the level of organization. One is cellular level of organization, another one is tissue, organ system level of organization. Next, we have studied about the symmetry. Then, in symmetry, we have studied about asymmetry, radial symmetry, and bilateral symmetry. Next, we have studied about the body cavity, the organisms which are having the body cavity in between body wall and gut wall. Those organisms we are called as a coelomates, which are means the organisms which doesn't have any body cavity, those we are called as a coelomates. And last we have means another one what type we are studying, that is pseudo-coelomates, in the sense what there is a body cavity but it is not lined by the mesoderm, so that is a false body cavity. In such a way that we have studied about the body cavity. And last we have studied about the different phylums. I given you the examples for the different phylum examples. What are those in the sense? I told you Porifera, Coelenterata. What is the name? The another name for the Coelenterata? Nidaria. Then Netophora. After that, Platyhelminthes, Aschelminthes, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata. Then we used to go for the study of phylum. What we will call it as a chordata. Okay. Up to this, still was so far we are studied in a what under the chapter animal kingdom. The animal kingdom chapter alli illis mata na enu kalpiyode enu basis of classification atandaga. In basis of classification we are studied about the what cellular level of organization, outer types, outer definitions, symmetry, outer types, outer definitions, another body cavity, another coelom body cavity aitu illu. ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಅವಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು ಸಿಲೋಮೈಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅಸಿಲೋಮೈಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಬಾಡಿ ಕ್ಯಾವಿಟಿ ಅದು ಇದ್ದು ಮಿಸೋಡರ್ಮದಿಂದ ಲೈನ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಎಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಸುಡೋ ಸಿಲೋಮೈಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಫಾಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಸುಳ್ಳು. ನೀವು ಹೆಂಗೀಗ ಅಮಿವಾದ ಮಿಥ್ಯ ಪಾರ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಈ ಕ್ಯಾವಿಟಿ ಕೂಡ ಮಿಥ್ಯ ಅಂತಂದಾಗ ಸುಳ್ಳು ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಕಾಲ್ ದಟ್ ಒನ್ ಆಸ್ ಎ ಸುಡೋ ಸಿಲೋಮೈಟ್ಸ್. ರೈಟ್. ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದಟ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ಡ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದಿ ಫೈಲ್. So, ಆ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಮುಗಿಸಿದಾಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ನಾನು ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ ಅಂತಂದಾಗ what I told you when I finished the what previous video, that time I told you we used to go what we used to study next in detail what the general characters of each phylum which are mentioned in our NCERT book. So today in the present class we are going to start discussing about general characteristics. Okay, and I am going to start with the first phylum, that is the phylum Porifera. We are going to start with the phylum Porifera. Once again, I am going to tell you in English. Okay, what we have studied in previous classes. What we have studied in previous classes. What else we have studied? We have studied about the basis of classification, in the sense cellular organization. After that, symmetry. After that, we are studying the body, coelom, and then phylum. Now, when we are going to study about the general characters of what we are going to call the different phylums, like Porifera, Coelenterata, Platyhelminthes, Aschelminthes, Annelida, Arthropoda, so and so. There, we are going to considering all these characters. What are those characters? In this means what we call it in different phylums, very phylum iruvanta organism outer ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂತಂದಾಗ body, how it is made up of, whether they are cellular, okay, or tissue level organization, organ level organization, or organ system level of organization, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರೋವ್ರಿ. So that here henceforth we are going to study in detail the general characters of each phylum. Before that, you have to make clear that what is meant by cellular level of organization, what is symmetry, what are the types of symmetry, then you used to know what is xylem, or what we are going to call what is xylem, what are the different types of organisms based on the xylem. Next you are going to study about the these are the basic things you used to know. In the sense, based upon these things, you are going to write 4 characters regarding each phylum first, and after that you are going to study about the one thing I am going to write here. In the sense, what Dr. Crane, what I have written on the board, Dr. Crane, right? Here I written on the board Dr. Crane. ಇದನ್ನ ಹೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಂಚೆ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಏನು ನೆನಪು ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ, ಜನರಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಬರುವಂತಾಗ ನೀವು ಏನು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ವಾಟ್ ಎಲ್ಸ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಟು ರೈಟ್ ದಿ ಜನರಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್. ಯು ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ದ ಸೆಲ್ಯುಲರ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್, ಯು ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ದ ಸಿಮೆಟ್ರಿ, ಯು ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ದಿ ಸಿಲೋಮ್. These things you have to consider. In the sense, based upon that you used to write the characters. Understood? It is very easy concept, and once you come to know how you are writing the what general characters, and if you are perfect with whatever I given the chart last time, okay, ಆ ಚಾರ್ಟ್ ಏನು ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ವಿ ನೋಡ್ರಿ. ಈಗ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ Porifera ಅಂದಾಗ ಏನು ಬರ್ತೈತಿ, it is come under the animalia, then cellular level of organization, these are shows the asymmetry, then next these are acoelomates, and last Porifera. So those only you are going to write separately over here. And the 5 marks question we are going to ask you, 5 marks question ಕೇಳ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, okay, as the point of your examination there will be the one question, definite one question based upon these general characters. In the sense, write the general characters of Porifera, write the general characters of Mollusca, write the general characters of class Aves. In the sense, that time you have to write at least 8 to 10 general characters, and you used to give the example for them. So that is what we are going to call it as a complete package for the 5 marks answer. Understood? And this type of what means even the animal kingdom, from the animal kingdom, one definite question is to be there in your annual exam. Okay, right? Now we are going to start discussing what phylum Porifera. Before that, I told you, means I written on the board Dr. Crane. What is mean by this Dr. Crane in the sense? This suggests what we are going to call them as a physiology, or what we are going to call that one as a different, what we are call that one as a, in the sense, different physiology, different physiologies in the sense what? Different physiology in the sense, here I made this Dr. Crane. In the sense, D, it is represent digestion, R, it is represent respiration, C, it is represent circulation, R again it is represent reproduction, E, it is represent excretion, it is represent excretion, N, it is represent nervous system, and last this is represent endocrine system. What hormone regulation. So here digestion, respiration, circulation, reproduction, excretion, nervous system and endocrine system, Dr. Crane. Now one point I used to make clear to people, here we are going to start studying the phylum Porifera from what lower level phylum to the higher level. In the sense, these all physiologies are not well developed in Porifera or Selectrata, or next we used to study about which Netophora, Arthropoda, like that. In the sense, these all are going to develop in for further phylums. ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾನ ಫೈಲಮ್ದಾಗ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಏನಾಗಿರ್ತಾವ ಅಂತ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗಿರ್ತಾವೆ. ಈಗ ಇದರ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಒಂದು 4 ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಅನಂತರ ಮೊದಲೇನೇ ನೀವು ನಾನು ಸೆಲ್ಯುಲರ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್, ಸಿಮೆಟ್ರಿ, ಬಾಡಿ ಕ್ಯಾವಿಟಿ, ಇದ್ರ ಒಂದು 4 ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಪಿಕ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇದ್ರ ರಿಗಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ದೀಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರ ಒಂದು 4 ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಪಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೀವು ಬರೆದ್ರಂತಂದ್ರೆ 8 ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಾವೆ, and that is what we are going to study in this particular concept. in ಮುಂದಿನ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ನಾಗ ನಾವು ಒಂದಾಗ ನಾವು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಇವತ್ತು ಒಂದನೇ ಫೈಲ್ ಅನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ನೀವು ಹೆಂಗೆ ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, how you are going to remember these characters. I will tell you in this particular class, and in next class onwards we are going to study at a time 2 to 5 lines. Understood? Right. Okay, now here we are going to study the phylum Porifera. What are the general characters of phylum Porifera? What are the general characters of phylum Porifera? Now we are going to study from first thing, that is what in the sense the members of Porifera or members of this phylum are commonly known as sponges. Example in our Porifera are commonly, whatever the organisms are come under the Porifera, commonly known as sponges. Commonly known as sponges. Now here we used to come to point first. In previous class, ಮೊದಲಿನ ವಿಡಿಯೋನಾಗ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಏನು ಹೇಳಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕಿಂಗ್ಡಮ್ ಅನಿಮಲಿಯಾ are means all these are containing the multicellular organism ಬಹುಕೋಶಿ, ರೈಟ್. ಸೊ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಮುಂದಿನ ಎಲ್ಲ ಫೈಲಮ್ದಾಗ ನೀವು ಮಲ್ಟಿಸೆಲ್ಯುಲರ್ ಬರೋದು ಕೂಡ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಅದೊಂದು ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಒನ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್. ಓಕೆ, ನಾ these poriferans or sponges are multicellular and cellular level of organization. ಇದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚಿನ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಮುಂಚೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಿ ನಿಮಗೆ 4 ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ನಾವು ಸೆಲ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್, ಸಿಮೆಟ್ರಿ, ಆನಂತರ ಸಿಲೋಮೇಟ್ಸ್ ಬರೋದು ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಿ. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ I written on the board the next character is multicellular and what is the cellular level of organization. These are the 2 points. ಈಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಜನರಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಬರೆದ ತಕ್ಷಣ Porifera, commonly known as sponges, these are multicellular and cellular level of organization. They are shows the cellular level of organization. Next one is sponges have water canal system. This is the peculiar characteristic of what we are going to call that one as a Porifera. In the sense, when we are going to check your answer, ನೀವು ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಬರೆದಿರ್ತೀರಿ 5 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಕೇಳಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಆ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಹೊತ್ನ್ಯಾಗ ಇಫ್ ಸಪೋಸ್ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ 5 ನಾವು ಕೊಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಮೊದಲು ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡೋದಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಿದೆ ದಿಸ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಫ್ ದಟ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಫೈಲಮ್. ಇನ್ ದ ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಪಾಂಜಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಕೆನಾಲ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್. ಈಗ ನಾವು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಮಾತಂದಾಗ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಬೀಂಗ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಡೈಜೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದ್ರ ಥ್ರೂ ನಾವು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಮಾತಂದಾಗ ಫುಡ್ ಇಂಟೇಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಇಂಟೇಕ್ ದ ಫುಡ್ ಥ್ರೂ ದಿ ಡೈಜೆಸ್ಟಿವ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್. ವಿ ಆರ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಎ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ವೆಲ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಡ್ ಡೈಜೆಸ್ಟಿವ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್. In sponges there is no well developed digestive system at all. That's what it is present in sponges. They you are having the what water canal system. You are having the means these Poriferans are having the water canal system. That is a peculiar characteristic of Porifera. Here now, in water canal system, how the water enters into the sponge's body. You remember sponge. I think you are not seeing these sponges. These are found in sea water or seas. ಈಗ ನೀವು ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಪಾಂಜ್ ನೋಡಿರ್ಬೇಕು, ಸ್ಪಾಂಜ್ ನೋಡಿರ್ತೀರಲ್ಲ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದಾಗ ಗಿಲಾವ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಒಂದು ಸ್ಪಾಂಜ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ಸ್ಪಾಂಜ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಏನಿರ್ತಾವೆ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಪೋರ್ಸ್ ಹಂಗಿರ್ತಾವಲ್ಲ, ಲೈಕ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ಗಾನಿಸಮ್ಸ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಫೈಂಡ್ ಅ ಮೈನ್ಯೂಟ್ ಪೋರ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ದೇರ್ ಬಾಡಿ. ಓಕೆ, and those minute pores are called as a ostia. A minute pores ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಇರ್ತಾರೋ ostia, and these ostias are the minute pores and through which water enters into the body of sponges. ಈ canal system ದಾಗ ಏನಾಗ್ತೈತಿ, water canal system ದಾಗ water ಎತ್ರ through body ದಾಗ enter ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ, water is entering into the sponge's body through the ostia, and here I written the pathway of water entry. This is very important for 1 mark question. Write the particular pathway through which water enter into the sponges. I name the ostia. These are the minute pores outside. Then these ostias are joined to the spongocyte. Then through the spongocyte, the water enters into the ossiculum, and through the ossiculum, it is coming out. Andre illinda water enter aatu ossiculum inda water ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Understood? Now ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅಥವಾ ದ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಇಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಅರೈಸ್. What is the function of this? Okay, water canal system. ಈಗ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ we used to eat the food. We are having the what well developed digestive system, right? And here whatever we used to intake the food, that is going to goes on break down, in the sense metabolic activities break down on the day, and then it is going to release the energy, and we are going to use that energy to perform a different functions. Likewise, in sponges there is no what well developed digestive system or other systems, so that this water canal system is helps to them to collect the food material. That is helpful for the sponges for what? To collect the food materials and transfer them and transfer throughout the body, and afterwards it is also helpful for, we are going to call it as a respiratory exchange, respiration, in the sense through water only the O2 is going to enter into its body and carbon dioxide is to come out. One is respiration, respiratory exchange, another one is food gathering and supply the food to different parts of the body, and last one is removal of waste product, understood? ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದಾಗ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, and all of you got my point or not? Listen here carefully. In our body or in higher organisms, the organisms are having a different physiological structure. For example, here I written digestive system is well developed, respiratory system is well developed, then what? Excretory system is well developed. In the sense, digestion is take place in a digestive system, respiration is take place through the what? Respiration, in the sense nostrils, trachea, lungs. Okay, in higher organisms, for example in humans, excretion is take place through the pair of kidneys are there, they are going to remove the waste product and all. Here in lower organisms like phylum Porifera, there these systems are not well developed, in the sense all the functions whatever in digestion what they means metabolic activities are take place in digestion, so excretion or means respiration, these all are taking place with the help of water canal system. Through the water food is entering inside, through the water what? Oxygen is entering into the body, and through this what we are going to call the water canal system, the waste products are also going to remove from the body. In the sense, there is no what particular system for digestion, respiration and excretion. That's what these all whatever the functions are carried out by these systems, those all are what in those all are carried out by the water canal system, right? Fine. In a water canal system through food enter agutade, water canal system through gases exchange agtavu, water canal system through the waste product kuda horagade hakalagutade. Andre this what we have to call it the water canal system. In the water canal system, water is entered with the help of ostia, then it goes and into the spongocyte, then it go to the ossiculum, and through the ossiculum water is come out from the body. And when one cycle is going to means once the water is entered into the body and it is come out, that time it plays a very important role, in the sense the sponges are going to gather the food, the sponges are going to respire, and the sponges they are going to remove the waste product from the body. That's what this is the what peculiar character of Porifera, right? Now I will move next. These spongospores. Okay, these spongospores or a canal system is lined by a particular cells. Those are called as a conocytes or collar cells. Those are called as a conocytes or a collar cells. Conocytes and collar cells, these are the unique cells which are found in Porifera, and these unique cells are lined by, in the sense, spongocytes. Spongocyte is lined by the what? Conocytes or collar cells. This can be asked for a 1 mark question. I mean, this can be asked for a CET or NET. Okay, how we are going to ask you? I will tell you when we are going to discuss regarding the CET and NET. But this is very important. Okay, as a point of your competitive examination. Now, next I am going to tell you. Sorry, in the digestive system, Here, digestion in the sense breakdown of food. In what animal system, food is going to gather. Where they, what we are going to call that as a breakdown of that food is going to take place. Here, digestion is intracellular. In the sense, there is no particular digestion system, and here the digestion is taking place intracellular in the sense within the cell only. Whatever the food is entered into its body through the canal system, that is going to break down into the smaller particles and that release the energy, and that energy is used by the sponges for different functions. In the sense, digestion is intracellular. Now, here see, first we are written one character that is regarding the cellular level of organization. That is one thing, and this is the what I told you, unit character. Then here I am going to start digestion. In the sense, here Dr. Plain diagram digestion working. Body skeleton is supported by spicules and spongin fibers. Body skeleton. Our body skeleton is supported by what? Bones. Calcareous bones. Like that here. Body skeleton is supported by the spicules and spongin fibers. Spongin fiber. This is the next character. Now here I written on the board, that is what? Sexes are not separated. Sexes are not separated in the sense that point is regarding the reproduction. That point is regarding the reproduction. Now here, in Porifera or sponges, the sexes are not separated in the sense male and female sex organs are present in a same organism. That's what these are hermaphrodite. The hermaphrodite is nothing but in a single organism, both the male and female sex organs are present. Here, they are in the sense they are going to produce sperm and egg by a single organism. Single organism is going to produce the both sperm and both sperm and egg. So that is so they are going to call the Porifera are the hermaphrodites. Next, reproduction is take place by asexual as well as sexual method. If asexually they are going to reproduce by the fragmentation, and sexually they are going to reproduce by the gamete formation. By the gamete formation, in the sense male and female gamete formation. Now here, fertilization. What is mean by fertilization? We used to know about the fertilization. Fertilization in the sense what we are discussing here. Upside, what is that? Sexually by gamete formation. In the sense, the fertilization is take place means the fertilization is an event which is take place in a sexual type of reproduction. In sexual type of reproduction, what is going to happen? In sexual type of reproduction, the gametes are going to produce. I told you there, gametes in the sense male gametes and female gametes. Now in next when we are going to study about the next phylum onwards, I am not going to tell you once again what is fertilization and all. Understood? That time you have to read, you have to watch these videos, and you used to prepare these you used to prepare the definitions and all, and then you are going to attend for the next class. Understood? So here I am going to make clear you some what the terminologies. Understood? Here fertilization in the sense what? Fertilization is the event which is taking place in a sexual reproduction, not in a asexual reproduction. In sexual reproduction, what is going to happen? The organisms are going to produce the gametes, male and female gametes. If the single organism is producing the male and female gamete, that time we are going to call that organism as a hermaphrodite. What is hermaphrodite? Something wrong. If the organisms are not, means if the sexes are separated, male and female, female is going to produce the egg, male is going to produce the sperm. In the sense, male gamete and female gamete. Here, male gametes and female gametes. Now, what is the fertilization? What is the fertilization? Fertilization is nothing but union of male and female gamete to form a zygote. In the sense, male gametes plus female gamete, and it leads to zygote. It's going to form a zygote. Understood? So fertilization is nothing but what? Union of male gamete and female gamete to produce zygote. ಇದೇನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ನೀವು ಮೇಲ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ sperm, egg, that leads to the zygote. This is fertilization. That is the definition of fertilization. In the sense what? Union of male and female gamete to produce the zygote is called as fertilization. Now, here the fertilization is internal. In the sense what? Fertilization is take place. Okay. In some organisms, fertilization is take place outside the body, and in some organisms, fertilization is take place inside the body. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾವೇನಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದಾಗ ಜನರಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಬರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸೇಷನ್ ಬರೋದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. Whether the fertilization is take place inside the body of an organism or the fertilization is taking place outside the body of an organism, these two things we are going to mention there. In the sense we used to consider. That's what in Porifera. Here I written on the board, fertilization is internal. In the sense fertilization takes place within the body of an organism. In the sense within the sponges. Next one is development is indirect. What is mean by indirect development? Now here we are going to study about the development. You ಮುಂದಿನ ಫೈಲಮ್ ನಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ಬರೋದು ಮುಂದಿನ ಫೈಲಮ್ ದಾಗ ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನ ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೆನಪು ಇಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮುಂದಿನ ಫೈಲಮ್ ನೀವು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಅಥವಾ ಮುಂದಿನ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ನೋಡೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಈಗೇನು ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಮಾಡಾದೀನಿ ಆ ವಿಡಿಯೋದಾಗ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸೇಷನ್ ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದೀನಿ, ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದೀನಿ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಂಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಮುಂದೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ ಅವೇನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ನೆನಪಿರಬೇಕು. ದೆನ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ವಾಟ್ ಫಾಲೋ ಮೀ ಫರ್ದರ್ ಮುಂದಿನ ಎಲ್ಲ ಫೈಲಮ್ ದಾಗ. ಐ ಆಮ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ರಿಪೀಟ್ ದಿಸ್. ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್? I am going to make clear all these things here only. ಯಾವುದು ಓದೋದಿಲ್ಲ that I am going to consider in a next class. Okay, now here development is indirect. In the sense development ಅಂತಂದಾಗ ಏನಂತ ನಿಮಗೆ ಬೆಳವಣಿಗೆ. Development is indirect or direct. ಇದು ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳೋದು ಹೆಂಗೆ fertilization is internal and external ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. Internal in the sense fertilization union of sperm and egg is going to form a zygote that is take place within the body of an organism, that is the internal. Outside the body of an organism, that is the external. Like that here, the development, there are the two kinds of developments which are seen in a organisms. One is direct development, another one is indirect development. And what is the difference between direct development and indirect development? In the sense, here I am on the board regarding the character of Porifera, the development is indirect. Development is indirect in the sense having larval stage. Having the larval stage. After the formation of zygote, it is going to go on multiplying. It is going to go for the formation of what? Blastocyst, gastrula. Then what? The germ layers are going to form. You all know about the germ layers of the ectoderm, endoderm, mesoderm. So after these germ layers are going to form a further organs, right? But here lower organisms we are not going to get those organs and all. But ಈ ಹೇಳೋದು ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದಾಗ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಆ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗೋ ಮುಂದೆ larval stage present ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ if there is a larval stage, that type of development is called as an indirect development. And if during the development there is no larval stage, that is a direct development. Understood what I told you? Direct development in the sense during the development there is no larval stage at all. Such type of development is called as a direct development. If there is a larval stage during the development, that is called as a indirect development. Indirect development. Now here the larval stage in the sense what? The larval stage in the sense what? The larval stage is nothing but immature stage. It is the immature stage in the sense sexually it is not mature, and this larval stage is not similar to the adults. It is dissimilar to the adults. It is what? No more matches with the adult. Adult variety, larval stage variety. Understood? So here, if the larval stage is there during the development, we are going to call that as an indirect development. If the larval stage is absent, no larval stage, direct zygote to the what? Adult or young ones. That is what we are going to call that as a direct development. Right? Here in Porifera, there is a direct development. Now, example. They are given here 3 examples. One is a siphon, commonly called as a sipha, spongula, commonly called as a freshwater sponge. Next Next, Euspongia, that is the bath sponge. And based on these only, based on these also, the, what in a competitive exam they are going to form the question based upon the common name and scientific name, right? Now, this is about what general characters. How many characters are written on the board? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Sorry, 11 characters, and 1 point is regarding the example. In such a way that you are going to write the exam means general characters when the question is going to ask the people for the 5 marks. Now here once again I am going to repeat the general characters of phylum Porifera. Phylum Porifera, the members of phylum Porifera generally called as sponges. These sponges are multicellular and they show the cellular level of organization. Third point is the unique character. These poriferans are having the water canal system, and in water canal system, next point, water is entered into the sponge's body through the minute pores. We are going to call them as a ostia. And what is the pathway for the water canal system in the sense? Ostia through the spongocells through the ossiculum, and this is helpful for gathering the food, for the respiration, and for the removal of waste product. Next point, we are studying the conophytes or the collar cells are lines the spongocellular canal. This spongocellular canal is lined by a particular cells are called as conophytes or a collar cells. Are called as a conophytes or a collar cells. Right. Next, we are studying about the dilation is intracellular. Body skeleton is supported by the spicules or a spongian fibers. Next, we are studied about the sexes are not separated in the sense, sexes are present, both the sexes are present in single organism, and that's what we are going to call it as a hermaphrodites. And next point we are studying, they are reproduced sexually as well as asexually. If they are reproducing sexually, that is by fragmentation, in the sense breaking down means breaking into two species. One organism is break down into two species or four species or a many species. That is what fragmentation. Sexually, it is by the formation of gametes. Formation of gametes in the sense male gamete and female gamete creating. Then we are moving towards the next point is the fertilization. Internal development is indirect. I told you the definition for fertilization. I told you the internal fertilization means what? Internal fertilization is the fertilization is take place within the body of an organism, and opposite to that, external fertilization is take place outside the body of an organism. And then we are discussed about the direct development and indirect development, and these are the examples. So, in such a way that we are going to learn the phylum Porifera general characters. Today, in this class, I am going to stop here, and in next class onwards, we are going to study the next phylums. In the sense, in next class, I used to teach you, or we are going to discussing about the Coelenterata and Porifera. Okay, I'll stop here.